Hello, and welcome to this, the final film in Miss Brodie's Twitter trilogy. Part 1 saw Jean sign up for a Twitter account and create her profile, and Part 2 saw her discovering TweetDeck and to begin to find confidence in using this desktop application to introduce herself and to make friends on Twitter. This final film sees Miss Brodie sharing content using the RT or retweet function. It also sees her creating and sharing her own content, and in doing this she is showing that she has something to give to her own personal learning network, or PLN. She is now a full participant in the global conversation around education, and I feel sure she will have some interesting things to say. I think we should look first at why Twitter is such an interesting tool for anyone with a passion for learning. Taking this random selection of tweets from this morning, let's zoom in on this one about Lord of the Flies, which was always going to catch my eye. The text reads, "Can you judge a book by its cover?" Now, interesting question. So we want to open the link that is contained within the tweet. So we click Open Link, and what appears is a really interesting article from The Guardian all about Lord of the Flies and its contemporary relevance and the changing nature of the Faber book covers since original publication. So, very interesting. So I'm now going to give Jean something to retweet. So I tweeted to her earlier a guide to the use of Twitter in education. She's quite curious about this and wants to know a little more, so she's going to right click and open the link, and up comes a very useful guide to the uses of Twitter in learning and teaching, so it's worth exploring this from Edudemic. So she's going to retweet this, so she hits the fourth button on the avatar and this box opens up. Now the message is behind and you've got two options: to edit, then retweet, or to retweet now. You've got 2 characters left out of your 140, but Miss Brodie is going to edit this text and just add a little bit of her own. So she's going to take out "I saw this and thought of you," and "ever polite." She's just going to indicate that there was some other content in there. Then she's going to the start of the message and she's going to say, "Thanks so much, Mr. M." Okay, thank you. And that's her ready. She'll now hit the send button. And that's it. Her retweet has gone, and it will shortly appear in the mentions column, and there it is. And in fact, with characteristic gusto, David Mitchell, or Deputy Mitchell, when he heard that Jean was learning about the RT function, he in fact sent out his own call to his personal learning network for people to demonstrate the power of the RT. So as you can see on the right there, a number of people responded from all around the world. Now Jean wants to write to say thank you to some of the people who helped with the function and value of the RT. So we're going to hit the Other Actions button, and that allows us to reply all. So if we hit that, we get to reply to both Bright Ideas, Natalie, and Deputy Mitchell, David. Now if we hit the @ button, that opens the username autocomplete box, which I mentioned earlier. So we're going to say thank you to Michael Fawcett in Hamilton, New Zealand, who tweets under Teacher NZ, and there he is. And then we are also going to thank Stephen Norris, who tweets as SJN321. So we just key in these initials, and there we are, it's found it. So that's Jean ready to now key in her message. So she's going to say thank you so much for your recent help with the RT function. Much appreciated. And she'll hit the send button. And that's it. The tweet is gone, and there it is at the top of the All Friends column. Now the only thing left is for Jean to send out some content of her own. So she's discovered a couple of things today that she thinks might be of interest to her PLN. The Wasteland for iPad, a new digital version of T.S. Eliot's great poem. And also the article that she discovered earlier, Lord of the Flies, Can You Judge a Book by Its Cover? So she's going to put both of these into the content of a tweet. So she goes to her update field and keys in her message. 2 interesting things I discovered on Twitter. She goes to the first web page and she wants to grab the URL. So she right clicks and copies. returns to the field and Control V to paste it in. Now you'll notice that that URL has actually shortened, which is a very useful feature of TweetDeck. It shortens URLs. And now she's going to add the Lord of the Flies URL. So she goes back, clicks on the tab with the article in it, right clicks, copies, back to the field and paste. And there we are, pasted perfectly. She's used up every one of her 140 characters. So all that's left is now for her to hit the send button, and off it goes. She's shared these two resources with her Twitter following. So there we are, send, update successful, and the tweet appears at the top of the All Friends column. Excellent. So now all we need to do is just to make sure that these links have in fact worked for Jean. So we're going to right click the first and open, and that should open the iPad for the Wasteland, and the second open, and that should open the Lord of the Flies article in the Guardian. And it has. Excellent. Now all that remains is to have a look at the Add Column button, which is a great function of TweetDeck in that it allows you to add conversations to your TweetDeck based around a specific subject. So if we add a column and then let's search under EdChat, so just chat about education. So we'll key that in and hit search, and let's see what we get. So a new column is created, as you can see, and every tweet in that column will have the hashtag EdChat in it. So if you wanted to contribute to the conversation around education, then you must include the hashtag EdChat in your tweets. Okay, let's add another one. So let's go for EdTech. So these are technologies in education. So hit the search button, and there again another new column appears with EdTech now in the subject. So if you want to contribute to that, if you've got some technology you want to share, then you must include hash EdTech in it, and then other people will see it. So that's it. I think Jean has probably taken in more than she can cope with for any one 20-minute session on Twitter. So I hope you've found that interesting. The names that are appearing there are all the people who so kindly responded to Jean's first tweet. And I think and I hope that if you are very new to Twitter, that you will just try out some of the methods that I have explained, and that you approach people, particularly any of the people that are appearing there. And if you say that you're only here because of Jean Brodie, you're definitely sure of a good response. So I'll just let these names play out till the end of the film.